Am I the butthole for helping my child leave home and telling my ex-wife that she's the reason our daughter hates her? My ex-wife and I split about 6 years ago. We have one child together, Sarah, 18. Now, Sarah is a trans woman and came out when she was 14. I'm extremely happy that she felt comfortable enough to be herself, but my ex didn't agree. She was happy when we thought we had a gay son, but she couldn't accept the fact that we actually have a daughter. When we first split, I moved into a crappy one-bedroom flat in a pretty rough area. I have since moved into a bungalow in a slightly better area. I didn't want Sarah having to come to that area, so she stayed with her mom and I would visit her, take her out and phone her every day. My ex was going out of her way to call Sarah he/him and would use her old name constantly. She even went as far as joking about how it was just her luck that she'd have a trans for a child. However, though it was absolutely disgusting, Sarah told me it was okay and at the very least she wasn't in any physical danger. I figured I'd deal with this until I found a better place. I'd offered to let Sarah take my room and I'd sleep on the couch, but she wouldn't hear of it. 2 months ago, Sarah phoned me one night in absolute tears. She had been growing her hair out for ages, and at the rate her hair grows it reaches just below her shoulders. She was thrilled. That night, my ex had offered to give her hair a little trim. She told Sarah it was to just cut off some of the dead ends. Sarah immediately said yes, as this would help tidy her hair up a little bit, and she had thought this was her mom's way of trying to accept her. She wasn't. My ex cut a massive chunk out of her hair, bringing it back to just above her neck. Sarah was absolutely gutted. She had been working so hard to get to that point. When she told me, I saw red. Over the next couple of weeks I helped Sarah move her things into my house while her mom was out. We made sure we had all of her important documents and such, and then I went with her to tell her mom that she was leaving. There was an argument and a few insults thrown, but I got Sarah out and she's now living with me. We got her hair cut and styled into a pixie cut until it grows back. Last week, my ex posted on Facebook about her depression. She had been talking about how she had never felt so low and that it was worse that she didn't have anyone at home who could comfort her when she was feeling down. In the comments she mentioned that I brainwashed Sarah into hating her and that if anything happens to her then it's on myself and Sarah for leaving her by herself. I couldn't help myself and posted a lengthy comment about how it was her fault that our daughter hated her and that if she had been a better mother then maybe our daughter would still want to be in her life. Needless to say, I've gotten some backlash. Even a few of my friends have said that I was a bit harsh. I don't know what to think here. Edit. Okay. Firstly, I want to say thank you for all the kind and supportive comments, especially in regards to my daughter. I have shown her this thread and you guys genuinely don't know how happy you have made her. I am so grateful for that. Secondly, a couple of people have asked about what my Facebook comment said. I figured I'd copy and paste it from a previous comment. Some things have been changed/missed out for privacy reasons, but this is the gist of it. Just want to clarify for everyone reading this post that Sarah is staying with me of her own accord. My ex had her chance to treat her daughter with the respect she deserves, accept and love her for who she is and make her feel safe in her own home. She has failed in every aspect. My daughter is staying with me because she feels loved, respected and accepted in my home. I am not a perfect parent and I am not claiming to be. But I, at the very least, work hard to make my daughter feel safe and loved and would never go out of my way to hurt her and make her feel like crap. X's name if you are reading this. You failed our daughter. You made her feel unloved and unwanted in her own home. You made her cry. You made her feel worthless. You are the reason that our daughter hates you. Not me. Not Sarah. You. Maybe if you just tried to be accepting and put even a little bit of effort into being a better mother, then maybe, just maybe, Sarah would still want you in her life. You screwed it up for yourself. That's no one's fault but your own. I am sorry that you are in a dark place, but don't you dare try to pin this on me or my daughter. As much as I am grateful to all the kind comments, I also accept that I am in the wrong for commenting in the first place. My ex used to do this a lot when we were together, making threats when I tried to leave her. I shouldn't have commented, but I let my emotions get the best of me. Also, I have found out that her sister is planning to move in with her for a little while, just in case my ex isn't lying. I know it sounds bad, but I would rather she was lying, as I wouldn't like to see any harm come to her. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Anyways, apologies for the long edit. Thanks again, folks. NTA, she wanted to take this public. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She'd been gossiping about it for weeks, but posting it online was way too far. Agreed, and I think you get to set the record straight. That's the power and beauty of posting something online, very powerful, as you can share whatever message you like unabated. However, there's almost always a comment section, and that's the beauty of it. What I think is a trip is when someone will post something controversial, often completely false / in bad taste / against most societal norms, and they go through for hours and hours deleting all negative comments as they're posted, while leaving the praise up. After they've got a good amount of praise, and deleted about 10x++ the amount of criticism, they'll turn off comments so it looks like the whole world agrees with their batcrap opinion. One profile I can think that does this type of thing all the time is the transformed wife on Facebook. Somehow she comes up in every community I'm in. Don't engage her anymore. She's feeding off the attention. Just love your daughter, and hopefully someday the ex will be a distant memory to you all. Completely agree. Your ex is toxic, but avoid the temptation to engage her. It'll only make you look like a bully. Sarah is safe with you now, and that is the most important thing. It definitely sounds like the ex-wife is getting the attention she wants because the original post is responding. They probably do not know the whole story, and people who are harassing original post are not aware of how horrible the mother was treating her daughter. It sounds like the ex-wife is simply upset that she has a daughter, not a son, and can't step that fact, and to make it worse, the haircut thing was horrible. Or they are aware and are just equally transphobic. Depending on who these friends are, they could very much see this mom as a grieving mother who lost a son, on top of original post helping Sarah leave. Op has said his piece, at least. I think any further contact with her is unnecessary, but he has a right to defend himself. Somewhat agree. For the most part this is ideal, but they probably still have shared friends or acquaintances or family who deserve to hear the truth about the kind of person Op's ex is, otherwise others might believe her and support her, and she deserves none of that. Indeed, yes. Original post said his piece, and NTA, by the way. Now it's time to just let her stew in her own self-created misery. She's trying to do 3 things with these posts. Garner sympathy from people. Project you and your daughter as the bad people. And manipulate you and your daughter to let your daughter go back to live with her. Next suicide post should be met with a police wellness check. Yeah, this. Screenshot them as proof. Provide them to the police. An involuntary 72-hour hold has a wondrous way of stopping people from using suicidal ideations as a way to get attention. I absolutely hate when people blast on social media their suicidal thoughts for an attention grab. It takes so much away from people actually having those thoughts. Honestly, the threat of a psychiatric hold is what keeps me from telling anyone when I actually have suicidal impulses. I am terrified of being taken away from everything that actually helps me cope and being traumatized more by an institution. So I have lied multiple times and claimed that I haven't thought about killing myself when I actually have. Using a 72 hold as a threat means that people who are actually in distress are too scared to admit it sometimes. As a social worker who has had to do psychiatric holds previously, I want to give you some information. If you tell a professional that you are having suicidal thoughts, a professional will absolutely think that's concerning, but that doesn't mean an automatic hold. Often there are follow-up questions about whether you have a detailed plan, whether you have access to things of lethality, and whether you have supports and other safeguards. Having regular suicidal thoughts is scary. You shouldn't have to bear that burden alone. Also, I 100% agree that using it as a threat further stigmatizes folks who need the help. A well check often does the trick for folks who publishing their suicidal ideations. Sending you love and healing. We had this happen a few times with stepdaughter's mom. When she realized police were always going to be called and she wasn't going to get her way, it changed her behavior. Exactly. I'd say wellness check now. She needs to know that these threats won't be handled by family lighting themselves on fire to keep her warm, they will be handled by legal and medical professionals. Yes, my daughter's ex used to do that all the time. He sent her a photo of a hose through a car window last time. I insisted that she call 911 and he got put into the hospital for a 72-hour psych hold. He's never done it again. Also highly agree with the wellness check. As someone that has been Baker acted multiple times, I have seen those that truly needed to be in an inpatient facility and those that didn't think their threats would get them stuck there. If she's genuinely suicidal, she should be in one or at least seek therapy. If she's doing this as a manipulation tactic, she needs to face the consequences of making such a serious threat. She'll likely never pull something like that ever again. Oh, and definitely NTA, OP. I hope you're doing better now. Sympathy and to turn others into allies and flying monkeys. Always this. I have made that very clear in every post that I have seen that alludes to self-harm. First is a call by me. If that doesn't work, then it's a call to someone else on your friend list who lives with you or is close to you, and if there's still no response, I make that phone call for a safety check. Every single time. Edit, my first ever gold. Wow. Thank you. NTA, she was cruel and abusive towards your daughter. This mother deserves no sympathy. Wish you had gotten your daughter out sooner, but now she's in a good place with a loving, supportive parent. I feel disgusted with myself that Sarah had to deal with that for so long, but she is a lot happier now. And her mom is missing out. She is a great young woman. What matters now is she's safe and with you, heart. Honestly, I'm not upset with you about how long it took you to get her out. At first, you thought you were doing what was best, and that she wouldn't like it at your place and would be more comfortable at her mom's. And you did offer later on, but Sarah turned you down. I think you did a fine job, and you are a wonderful parent. Don't. I understand completely, but as a young trans woman, Sarah would very likely have been at high risk of violence in your old neighborhood. You did what you felt was best at the time, and I don't think it was a mistake. Honestly, people need to know how terrible your ex-wife has been so that hopefully they'll pressure Sarah less to spend time with her. Thank you for being an amazing parent for your daughter and supporting her no matter what. Your daughter will look back on this and be super grateful you was there with her during such a long and hard process. You're not the butthole here. You're a good father. NTA, she blamed you for it on social media, well within your rights to set the record straight. Thank you. You are actually a great parent. You should be proud of what you've done, honestly. Also, isn't daughter's responsibility to be there as emotional support? Mom's depressed? Then she needs to go to counseling. FB is just for attention. I have Facebook paired back to just my parents and some odd friends I never bothered to delete, but I never even log in anymore. Every time I see an extended family member update their status with something cryptic like feeling nervous, location hospital, or I can't believe that people are like this, or keep us in your prayers, no, something deliberately vague designed to elicit the emotional equivalent of a rat pellet, I block them. Because even when it sounds serious. At the hospital with DS. It's designed for everyone to fall over themselves. Oh my god, what happened? Oh, skinned knee. But it was touch and go for a second. If it's about someone, they want you to drag it out of them because they're too good for this world. Like, if you want to talk crap, just say what you mean. Don't act like the bigger person until your bait statements give you the opportunity to martyr yourself. F the haters. You are amazing, stay strong. Thinking of you. If fishing for attention is filling a hole in your emotional support, then get off Facebook and fix your life. Preach. Adding to top comments, so you see this op. Biotin is a hair growth stimulant. Have Sarah start taking a biotin supplement and it should help her hair grow a bit faster. Hair, skin, and nails is a biotin/keratin supplement that does the same thing, but you're paying for name brand. Biotin supplements can give false readings on several types of blood work. If Sarah is medically transitioning, her doctors need to know if she takes biotin, or any supplements that might continue it, including multivitamins, so that she isn't getting inaccurate numbers. Estrogen is one of the things that can have a false reading from biotin supplements, among other hormones. So anyone taking hormones and biotin needs to make sure their doctor knows. Super important for trans folk. Prescription drug levels, STI tests, thyroid function, immunity to disease, like hepatitis B, and heart attack signals are other things affected by biotin supplements. OMG, I didn't know this. Thank you for that information. I have a long family history of thyroid issues. I know mine is acting up, but the numbers keep saying my levels are normal, but just by looking at my neck you can tell they're not. My thyroid is fluffy, as my doc says. I started taking some because I was losing significant amount of hair after my pregnancy and didn't think anything of it. My doctor never said anything about medicines or supplements could mess with the numbers. Thank you. Thanks for the heads up. I take biotin and have a hormone lab tomorrow because I switched to injectable estrogen. Wow, talk about perfecting timing to see a Reddit comment. I knew about the thyroid thing but only found out about estrogen before my pre-T blood work. Good to know, thank you. Biotin is a good suggestion, but original post: if your daughter has acne-prone skin then biotin wouldn't suit her. Ask her to take multivitamins daily and eat proper food. Oil her scalp, or at least massage her scalp for a few minutes every day. There are a lot of ways to stimulate hair growth more. Came here to mention the first part. Biotin caused the worst acne I have ever experienced. I've been told that collagen supplements are better for those who have acne-prone skin, but I have yet to try it. NTA. And if your ex should contact you or your daughter making those sorts of threats again, call the proper authorities for a wellness check. You're 100% right. If she starts with the threats, we'll go about it the right way and make sure everything is recorded. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.